QK Hilltop. This is a project of our government to experiment on ways to gain entrance to a human mind, how to manipulate it. The CIA was using ancient Chinese brainwashing techniques in an attempt to brainwash or control people. Now, in 1954, CIA developed an experiment called Project QK Hilltop. There was a Dr. Harold Wolf in charge of this from Cornell University Medical School, and Dr. Wolf requested that the CIA provide him with information on imprisonment, deprivation, humiliation, torture, brainwashing, hypnosis, and more. He assembled a team and they began to formulate a plan. This plan was to include developing secret drugs and various brain-damaging procedures, provide the CIA with means of controlling an individual. The doctor got right to work. The doctor was able to formulate a plan through which secret drugs and certain various brain-damaging techniques and procedures could be underwent to alter a person's brain activity. Now, in a lot of cases, this completely erased the person's memory. Dr. Wolf was very much a mad scientist, and he was funded by the CIA, and he completed his work, and eventually he turned it over to the CIA. And the CIA, of course, strongly reminded or threatened the doctor that should he ever divulge his secrets, his findings would be used against him. Well, needless to say, the doctor never opened his mouth because he was not about to open himself up to a very painful process. CIA used the doctor's findings to train spies and assassins. They would administer the drugs, and they were brainwashed to suit the CIA's needs. And one of their great things that they wanted to implant in these individuals that they were using was that should the enemy ever catch them, their cover was blown, that they were to kill themselves in a very dramatic fashion. The CIA would even recruit young children. They kept them in military quarters for their entire life. They taught them brainwashing lessons. They kept them in this certain atmosphere so that they would pledge allegiance to the CIA, and basically they had them think that what they were being taught was the normal way of living. Some of the methods that they used was they used a lot of peer or group pressure. They tried to lower the individual's doubts about the program by emphasizing or exploiting their need to belong to a group. Tried to create a tight group with means of a lot of physical touching, thought, feeling, sharing of emotions, bonding. If these were older people, one of the things they tried to do is reject any old values, which would accelerate the person accepting some new values. They like to remove privacy. It took away the time that a person could be alone and try to logically sort things out. So they tried to be sure that there was very, very little time that they were alone, not under some form of therapy. They also like to use repetitive music that had somewhere a beat close to a human heartbeat. They basically tried to reduce these subjects to a childlike, obedient state. To do this, they tried to elicit childlike behavior. They did this with uncompromising rules, kept them disoriented, and everything was very, very strongly regimented, like even bathroom breaks, meal times, the use of any medications, very strictly controlled. Mixed in with healthy doses of verbal abuse, foul language, occasionally adding a dose of physical abuse such as torture, sleep deprivation and fatigue, one of their big techniques that was used, and dress codes. Tried to remove any individuality by having a group dress code. There was also a lot of chanting or singing, basically mindless, useless, confusing phrases sometimes. Would often urge the individual to confess their personal weaknesses, to let that come out in the open, be shared with the group. And in front of the group, they would often point out the errors that members of the group had made to the other members of the group, kind of pointing their fingers and saying, he didn't do this and he did that and that was wrong. Anyway, Project QK Hilltop was another one of the CIA's harsh, cruel, unbelievable projects, just one of many. Thank you all for listening. Please like, subscribe, share with like-minded friends. Feel free to leave a comment. Thank you very much for listening. Take care now. Bye.